Good morning. Thank you very much, Director of Ceremony. The Honorable Minister, I think he was supposed to join us. Now, we don't say the Minister is late, he's just delayed. So, I learned way back after high school, when we were in service, that you must always be ready, because you can be called upon any time to do a chore which you may not have expected. So I thought that the ground would have been paved by my minister before I came in, but here I am now to be the one to start the process. But we work in an environment where we lean on each other. So thank you very much to the organizers for making this happen. The lead, so that I don't make any mistake, allow me to ride on the protocols that have already been established by the Director of Ceremony as well as the first speaker. Distinguished guests, it's an honor for the Bank of Zambia to participate at this year's Africa Fintech Summit. I wish to express our sincere appreciation to the organizers of this event and all the supporting institutions for the kind invitation and organizing such an important event. A forum of this nature is important for the stakeholders in the financial technology fintech ecosystem to explore mechanisms of leveraging technology in the provision of financial services. Ladies and gentlemen, financial technology has transformed the way we live. The adoption of these modern technologies have spurred efficiency gains in the financial sector, better and well-targeted products and services offerings, and deepened financial inclusion. This has catalyzed and continued to catalyze productivity gains and ultimately growth of the economy. Ladies and gentlemen, the advancements in technology and its use in the provision of financial services has created a lot of opportunities, and on the other hand, brought about disruption of the incumbent players for a good cause in most cases. Financial technology companies, fintechs, are leading this disruption through delivery of innovative products and services, lean business models, and efficiencies that have lowered entry and operational costs in the delivery of financial services. Initially, financial service providers, such as commercial banks, viewed fintechs as competitors. This perception changed over time, with strategic partnerships being developed between the two sets of players in the ecosystem. Distinguished guests, the COVID-19 pandemic disruption to businesses accelerated the need to deliver faster digital financial services to circumvent the negative effects of the pandemic. Here in Zambia, we saw that the growth of the economy was very much driven by this very development. Digital financial services are now preferred because of the numerous benefits experienced by both the consumers and the service providers, which include convenience, cost reduction, efficiency. The advent of cutting-edge technologies, coupled with customers' demand for safe and more user-friendly financial experience, has made financial service providers to readily adopt fintech. However, regulators need to carefully balance efficiency and stability trade-offs. They need to be assured that risks to financial stability and integrity, which result from cyber attacks, money laundering, and terrorism financing, can effectively be managed without stifling innovation. Regulatory frameworks need to be developed in such a way that the integrity of data, systems, procedures, and platforms are assured. Distinguished guests, innovation and technological advancements are progressively altering and redefining financial services, most notably through increased adoption and usage of digital financial services. The recent Finscope survey that we conducted in Zambia, which was in 2020, showed that the level of overall financial inclusion increased by 10.1 percentage points to 69.4% from 59.3% in 2015. This growth was mainly attributed to the increased uptake of digital financial services, particularly mobile money, which rose by 58.5% from 14%. Consistent with this, formal inclusion rose to 61.3% in 2020 from just over 38% in 2015. While most electronic payment methods have recorded growth, mobile money remains the biggest driver for this transformation. Mobile money payments recorded growth of 295.8 billion kwacha in 2022 compared to 7.2 billion kwacha in 2017, and transactional volumes increased to 1.6 billion from 172.4 million recorded in 2017. This represented significant growth of over 3,900% in value, while the volume grew by over 800% between the 2 years. December 2023, mobile money payments grew to 317.6 billion kwacha, and transactional volumes stood at 1.6 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, the need for fintech regulation cannot be overemphasized. The increased accessibility and adoption of the products and services offered by fintechs have been supported by enabling regulatory environment. One of the objectives of fintech regulation is to combat the criminal activity the fintech may provide the opportunity for. As technology evolves, so do those looking to defraud customers. As technology alters financial service attributes and marketing structure, financial to remain effective and relevant. Ladies and gentlemen, may I mention that the Bank of Zambia, in its strategic plan for 2020-2023, focused on two key pillars, namely financial stability and financial inclusion. This means digital financial services ranks high in our strategic objectives. The Bank of Zambia has undertaken several initiatives to support financial innovation. I'll outline some here. These include: 1, ISO 222 migration. Just last month, we did have a successful migration in RTGS. This is the real-time gross settlement system, namely the Zambia interbank payment and settlement, short ZIPS, has been upgraded and went live on 14th October 2023. The ZIPS was successfully migrated to the data-rich ISO 200-2022 messaging standard, and the topology of the system has been changed from Y copy to V mode. The adoption of the future language for payments, ISO 200-2022, will simplify application programming interface integration into existing processes and systems, thereby facilitating integration of payment systems and promoting interoperability. Other benefits of ISO 200-2022 include richer and structured data and enhanced compliance with the Financial Action Task Force FATF recommendation number 16 and the local anti-money laundering combating the financing of terrorism AMCFT regulations, thereby enhancing efficiency of payment system. 2, we also introduced the regulatory sandbox in 2021 to foster innovation. In this sandbox, players with innovative ideas can come in and do a proof of concept, and while doing that, we observe what risks they are generating and how they are managing those risks before we can roll over the product to the rest of the market. So this is an opportunity which we offer to whoever has an idea so that we don't stand in the way of the innovations that some of you may have. So come along, we'll be more than welcome. My colleagues are here who can answer any questions you might have during the course of this conference. 3, we also introduced the National Financial Switch. I must say this is a project which started way back in the beginning of the 2000s, anything actually in the 1990s, but it took long to come along, but now it's working. The National Financial Switch provides access to financial services for banks, non-banks, payment service providers, and the fintechs. The NFS allows for instant payment transactions such as wallet to bank, transfers, bank to wallet, ATM cash out, and point of sale transactions. The interoperability features of the NFS has also allowed for development of merchant payment products that allow customers to pay for goods and services across various financial service providers. I must add here that in Zambia we issued merchants, let me say the financial service providers, issue these Visa-enabled cards. We used to have a lot of problems whenever one wanted to travel out of the country. You had to go. I think I heard the director of ceremony here asking the pertinent question of when did you last go to the bank? These days, you don't need to go to the bank to ask for foreign exchange because you are traveling out of the country. That card that you have, which is loaded with your kwacha, you can go to any, I dare say, to any corner of the world, because I have had the opportunity to use my card in different countries without any problem you present your card, you can pay for your accommodation, you can pay for services, you can even use it on Uber if you so wish. So that has made life so easy. Unlike in other jurisdictions where if you carry that card is actually restricted to local transactions. Our card here, you can use it anywhere with any currency. In an instant, you get the transactions. We have also launched a digital financial services campaign where we are making people aware of the need to promote digital financial services. Last year, we launched what we call Go Cashless campaign. We want to take full advantage of technological advances. So we entreat you or invite you to join us in pushing this campaign further. Going forward, the bank is looking at spearheading a number of initiatives, some of which include the following: centralized KYC. Right now, we have a decentralized system, but it is our wish that this could be centralized. I think once the national ID is rolled out, the digital national ID is rolled out, that should make this even easier. So we are working with the other key stakeholders to make this happen. We also want to make our economy 24/7 digital economy. With the developments in information and communications technologies, economic activities will no longer need to be restricted to traditional working hours. As a matter of fact, this is already happening. It's just that we have to broaden the offering in the period ahead. We also are working on the merchant acceptance of digital financial services. We note that there are some places where these are not as commonly used as they ought to be. So this is our task in the period ahead, to make this happen almost everywhere where you go. There's one other development which is critically important. This is crypto assets. In 2018, we did issue a cautionary statement to the market that if you are going to be using this, you are doing so on your own, because we did not issue any of the coins or the currency. I must say that since then, a lot has happened and is still happening. So we are following what is happening in other jurisdictions, and we also happen to be members of the Financial Stability Board, which through the regional consultative group of the Southern Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa, sorry. Since August this year, the Bank of Zambia is a co-chair of the Sub-Saharan Africa Regional Consultative Group. And under that framework, we are attached to the Financial Stability Board, and many of you may be aware that in September, the Financial Stability Board and the IMF issued a synthesis paper on the subject of cryptocurrencies or crypto assets. Following that, I think there are a number of very significant recommendations that have come about for our jurisdictions. So Zambia, we are not standing by. We will also be looking into that, how we can adopt and adapt those to our environment. Just last month, at our meeting in South Africa of the Sub-Saharan Africa Regional Consultative Group, we had some fascinating presentations from colleagues in South Africa who have made some progress in there, Namibia, and Mauritius. So we are all looking what is the best way to deal with this phenomena. So the idea is that the focus is on risk mitigation. So if it presents a risk, it's a risk that must be managed, but not to stifle the development of the technology. Ladies and gentlemen, while a lot of progress has been made, there are still some challenges that we must address to fully exploit the potential of fintech. Some of these are cybersecurity and fraud, which I'm sure you are all alive to, and I expect that during this conference there will be some discussions around this subject. This is one threat we must join hands. It's not something that it can be fought alone. It requires concerted and collaborative effort. What we say as regulators is, if you see something, say something. If you hear something, say something. It's no good for you to sit and feel that if I say so, then they will think I'm weak. That's not the idea. If you have a threat that has invaded your space, speak out. You may be surprised that somebody who has an antidote which can help all of us. For us here, we are also now putting up a platform where we want to document those who are linked to this scourge so that we can ring fence our system so that they don't take away the benefits that technology offers. Second challenge is low levels of financial awareness and literacy. We cannot stress enough the need for financial literacy. And we note that this cuts across segments. It doesn't matter, even among us here, we want financial education, because you'll be surprised when you are confronted with a problem how little actually you heeded the advice that is provided. Let's not be like that. It's them, not us. I think, as they say, charity begins at home. So let's try to equip each other with the necessary skills to be able to defend our hard-earned resources. The other challenge we have to in our context is low levels of digital literacy. I think this is a call to all of us to go further down. Is it down or upstream? The youngsters, they are the ones who are very versatile in this. But even the old people, as long as you are alive, you still also wanted to use this. So let's be patient to carry everybody along. The other challenge we have is adequate ICT infrastructure, particularly in rural areas. So this is something which requires a lot of resources and collaboration. You have seen here in Zambia previously, we used to see that techno companies would put these towers single-handedly, but along the way it became necessary that they collaborate and use these towers jointly, and we have seen a significant uptake of those services. As I conclude, may I mention that the bank has a vested interest in seeing to it that the financial sector is innovative, responsive to demands for financial products and services, and that it supports Zambia's economic growth journey while maintaining financial system stability. It is therefore essential that the financial sector continues to expand its portfolio of products and services by leveraging technology. the shift towards a cashless society in Zambia is driven by the objective of enhancing financial inclusion and leveraging technology for the benefit of all citizens. As a central bank, we will continue to render all the necessary support in our role as enablers of conducive market environment which promotes innovation and consumer protection, as well as facilitating seamless and secure financial transactions. By embracing this digital transformation, we can pave the way for more inclusive and sustainable financial future for all Zambians and the business community. I thank you. God bless.
Put your hands together.